2.
Hello, and welcome back to the Brooklyn TV Cafe Show.
And welcome to 2020. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the millennial world, a little bit about new bills being passed, and we have some really fun financial stuff going on later today because God knows millennials and Gen Z need help on financials. But first, we're going to roll the intro real quick.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And hello. Again, welcome to 2020 Vision. And I really wanted to get us started off, one, with please be safe with vaping. I know it's been a big topic. We've talked about it for a few weeks. And I know there are people on our crew who do partake in it, whether it's medical, recreational, for, tobacco, juuling. You look like you have a USB in your mouth. Have fun with that. I don't know. I just want to put my heart out to all the families who were affected. There's 15 deaths now because of it. And I don't want to start on that sad note, but just our heart and prayers go out to those families. And a lot more kids are in hospitals because of it. And again, because of complications or however you want to put it, we hope they guys get better. And on a more interesting note, teachers, is the bill passed officially in the counties?
It most certainly has.
I think so, that teachers, as of today, are allowed to start carrying handguns to school.
Not gonna lie, that kind of makes me happy. And I know.
I think so. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah.
Well, there's a bit more detail than simply say, my kindergarten teacher now packs a 45 in her purse. But yeah, as effective as of this week, certain schools in certain counties can't actually allow teachers to carry.
But no one can know. If anyone finds out that you're carrying, then you're done. You're taken out of the program. It's done. You're no longer allowed to have it. If you tell anyone, if anyone can see it.
You're allowed to carry, but nobody can know.
It's called.
Yes.
But what does that do? What's the purpose?
The way that I can think of it is because you don't want kids to be scared. Because I know if, when I was growing up, I saw a teacher had a gun, I'd be like, oh my God, my teacher has a gun.
Okay, so it's for the kids' purposes.
To be fair, it might just be my weird experience being in high school in a different country, but I'm not really sure if a gun would have made that much of a difference in my class, considering that one of my teachers once had one of my classmates in a headlock once. Granted, he deserved it.
And we missed you, Hector.
We missed the animator.
The animator is back. I gotta tell you, Freddie and I I'll speak for myself anyway, I'm very happy our crew is back. We've got Dylan back, and Hector's back, and Ryan's back, and Teddy's back. We almost have a full week.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it is, no one is allowed to know. And I think it's also probably a surprise thing because if someone, God forbid, if a parent or a student, God forbid, came into a school, they would know which teacher had guns. That's kind of a way to avoid it. If you don't know which teachers do and don't, I think it's another level of safety precaution.
Well, one of your buddies in here, Dylan, did not agree with teachers having guns. That's the one I remember, correct, Dylan?
That was Gen G.
So
I
you
don't
agree?
agree with teachers having
Okay, so let's take
But
this.
it's not about me,
let's
it's about
take-
the kids.
Let's take this student here who doesn't agree. If you don't know if a teacher has a gun, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are schools in Broward County that did not sign in, did not take it up. So that school does not have any. I don't know why they even let that out. Because the object of the game is to put, a teacher may have, there is protection besides the one patrol officer lurking in the halls now. So the object of the game is to play a psychological deal if somebody's looking to do a bad deal.
Well, that's what they do at clubs. It's a psychological deal. If you're a bouncer at a club, you have a gun on you, you are legally not allowed to pull that gun. You have it on you purely for intimidation, and that is it.
Correct. So that's why they are keeping it concealed.
Mm-hmm.
It is so concealed that there's very few people that actually know who's carrying. But I wanted to bring that up. I'm the one that brought it up to you guys today because it's the anniversary of it opening up today. Teachers were trained for over 1,000 hours in the shooting field. They went through 3 psychological tests. Anger management, it took a long time to be approved to carry. It's not like they just gave Mr. and Mrs. Hillbilly here, go and walk the walls. So, I know you don't agree with it, but what I don't agree with...
I don't particularly agree with it either.
Okay, but I don't agree is, let's say you're my son, and when you guys have your children, you're my son going to school, that I have to worry about you walking those halls.
Why are you gonna be worried about me anyway? You've met me.
I'm saying if you were my son, knucklehead, I would worry that you're going into a school. I'm sure your parents are going to worry if you're in the schools, even universities.
Yeah.
Because you can't defend yourself back. I know nobody in here is carrying. Now, if you're carrying, that's a different animal. But if you're not, you go to the movie theater. You went to the theater, right? Angel Has Fallen. You saw it. You are trapped in this theater. Mm-hmm. There's one in and one out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you, I went to Temple yesterday, and you become so non-observant that afterwards my family said, well, what do you think about the officer with the machine gun? When you walked in, I said, what officer with the machine gun? He said, you didn't see, because it becomes so normal and commonplace to see people that are armed that unfortunately, even when you go to synagogue, there was one officer that you could tell that was in regular, she had her vest on, and she had her gun, and she was there at the entrance. But then they were plain clothes now. Obviously, you're in Temple, so you know who's an officer and who's not. But
I've never been to Temple. I wouldn't know. So I'm just going your own words
Temple
for it.
Church.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
You know all. If you walked in here and you saw somebody out of the ordinary walking around, you would kind of know it wasn't the normal people that that come into the gallery. But that's what we've come to now. Is my synagogue has armed police officers. They actually sent out. There is a no weapons policy going into the High Holy Days.
There are a lot of places. I have a brother-in-law who's in the Navy, and so growing up with him, I would a lot of the time be around Navy bases. I would always go visit them. A lot of our family friends from there, or the places that he was in, people were usually carrying because it's a naval base, or he was in the South a lot. He was in Corpus Christi in Texas. Texas has an open carry law. And it was so strange to me to see everyone walking around with guns, but genuinely I haven't felt safer since I was there because everybody had a gun. Meaning that if God forbid one person went rogue, you had 50 people on top of them who also had guns, who were well trained, because you don't carry generally in places like Texas unless you know how to use your gun. Whereas here, and the teachers are being trained really well, but here I know people who have their concealed carry licenses, because it's actually kind of easy to get in Florida. They don't know how to shoot their guns very well. They don't go to ranges 20 hours a week, 50 hours a week. I've never felt more safe with more people with guns around me.
And I completely agree, because my friends, I've grown up the past maybe 12 years with my friends recently carrying. Mm-hmm. Half of my, a few family members, they carry. And it's just something I think needs to be, because you can't protect yourself as a human unless you're fighting back, but a human's not going to beat a bullet.
I mean, personally, I think the solution to all of this is more restriction on guns, not banning them completely, but I think it should be a lot harder to get them.
And I completely agree.
I think there should be a limit on how many magazines, what kind of guns. You don't need an AR-15 to go hunting. I'm sorry. I have friends who bow hunt. You can hunt with a bow and arrow. You don't need an AR-15.
The guns that the military uses. Yeah. You don't need those.
You don't. So, and that's not for protection. 12 gauge is fine. But, so I do think there should be restrictions, but until that happens, I don't think it's a bad idea for the teachers to be carrying. I don't think it's a bad idea to train yourself if you get the right mental, I don't know the word for it.
No, but I know what you're saying.
Training and screening.
And I agree that there should be more psychological tests. There should be, because anyone nowadays can get a gun, but I definitely think it should be harder, because not a lot of people are understanding that. They're saying, oh, the gun is what kills people. No, it's the person behind it that's doing that.
Guns just make it really, really easy.
Yeah. way easier. And I've had people, because again, I do archery, and I've had people tell me, oh, well, you believe in gun restriction, but you don't believe in, you have a weapon that can kill people too. I'm like, do you know how hard it is?
It's so hard to pull those
load
back.
in an arrow, pull that back. Like, I can at most hurt, if I, God forbid, wanted to, you can at most hurt 10 people, maybe. You can't fit much more in a quiver.
Now, there you go.
I've
Admit
tried.
that would be
Like, I've tried
a
pulling it, I
very
can't.
good headline.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, it would be an interesting headline, though.
It would be. I mean, my friend has let me. We've gone out to our little acreage and we've practiced shooting. My guy friends are always there. They're always like making sure I'm like holding it right, everything. And I tried doing the archery. I couldn't even pull that thing back. I said, you know what? It's not worth hurting myself over it today.
So, but again, when I bought mine, I had to get certain questions asked for me at the shop. I bought it at a gun and archery shop in West Palm, and I had to take a survey saying, have you ever done this? Have you ever thought of this? Like, I did have to go through certain questions. I think that's correct.
Which I think is
even
smart.
For a weapon, for any type of weapon. Meanwhile, I just bought the bar that I work at. I'm starting to work as a bartender. We open beers with a knife because we're an axe bar and we're all strong and cool and whatever.
Why open beers with an axe then?
Yeah, we cut cakes with axes. Actually,
Do you?
if you have a birthday, bring your birthday party to Game of Axes. If you bring your cake, you can cut cake with an axe. It's a real thing that we do.
Doing that next July.
Yeah. But we open, it's a thing that the bartenders, we can open beers with knives. So I bought, whatever knife. I was
Be
literally
really
just able to
careful.
buy it. Went on Amazon, bought it. I was like, again, not that you
That's
can do
very
much damage with
unsafe.
a knife, but
Yeah,
You walk
knife.
around with a knife to open beer bottles? Who are you?
yeah. I'm an
Barbarian.
enigma.
She's Teddy Dawn.
There you go.
She's Teddy Dawn. That's all you need to know.
You turned barbarian on us.
Yeah. I keep it I just bought them. I'm just going to keep it in the drawer because I'm like, I don't really need this on me all the time. But it's a cool thing. People like to see it. They're like, oh, that's so cool. You opened my beer can with a knife. I'm like, yeah, tip me.
And I keep mine for safety too.
Yeah. And they're cute ones. Have you ever seen, this is my favorite. And I know we're talking a lot about
I'd like to
guns,
go
and
on.
it is a
I'd like to
controversial
go on the record that
subject.
she just describing seeing a cute knife.
No, there are cute ones
cute
though.
ones. They're
I
bedazzled.
have a
Oh,
cute
yeah.
one. I love
Oh, I
it.
know.
They're
Oh, I
cute
know.
ones.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Girlfriend, I've seen the Sanrio line.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a Sanrio line of guns. You can get an AR-15 that's pink, bedazzled, and has Hello Kitty on it. I was like, that's...
Are you
Surprise.
kidding?
Not only do you not need
To be
that...
fair, wouldn't Agritsuko be more appropriate?
I don't think Agritsuko was around at that point, but I do. Yeah, that would be more appropriate. But no, you don't. Not only do you not need an AR-15, you don't need a pink bedazzled Hello Kitty AR-15 that you're gonna whip around and show everyone. You don't.
Mostly because the other guys just laugh at you.
That is true.
What else is going on in the little millennial world?
Where we have, I don't know about you guys, but in my world, I'm really excited. EDC is coming up in Orlando, which is very exciting, and they just released the trailer for EDC Las Vegas 2020.
And EDC is?
EDC is Electric Daisy Carnival. It is a big music festival. It's a techno music festival and art installation. So that's going to be really exciting. If anyone's going who's watching, write us in, tell me. I'm excited to go.
I've been asked every year to go, and I never knew what it was. I'm like, okay, EDC, and then I realized it was like that techno music.
Yeah.
But
It's a whole
I don't
bunch
know
of
if I
music. And genuinely, I'm not the biggest fan of the music, but I go because it's a huge art installation, and I love art.
Really?
Yeah, they have big LED light sculptures. They have crazy mirror rooms that you can go into different years. The stages have pyrotechnics in them. It's a huge art installation.
see, I just know that they bring out don't they bring out artists and
Yeah.
Didn't Post Malone go to that, or does he go to the one in Miami?
Post Malone was just in another one in Vegas that I can't remember the name of, but I was actually at the other weekend. Ironically, I didn't plan to, but I ended up there. And he was there, and that one was pretty cool. And I think he was in Miami, too, recently.
See, I have people asking me every year. They're like, "You want to go to EDC?" I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." I go, "You're hitting up the wrong tree." I go, "If it's a country concert, I'll go to that one." But
Oh, yeah.
Coachella, I'm trying to go to Coachella.
Hit me up Brad Paisley. Brad
Ryan, you
Paisley
make-
do a music one.
Ryan, you make your own music. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I always grew up going to Warped Tour, so I'm
That's
just,
what it
I'm
is.
just
Yeah,
really
Warped
sad
Tour.
that's over.
I miss Warped Tour too.
Didn't they cancel that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
2 years
stopped
ago was
it.
their last year, and it was the most upsetting.
I went
thing.
to it and it was so sad.
Was it disappointing, or was it just sad that
It was
ending?
just sad that it was ending.
Yeah, it was I don't know about you. I went to Warped Tour like also most of
I
my
went
life.
religiously every single year.
You just cried because all the bands
Yeah.
were like, "We've been doing this since we started,"
Yeah.
and like
when Simple Plan played, I was just
I
like, oh my
cried.
god,
You're hitting up my
no.
childhood right now.
yeah, Family
Because
Force
they were
5
like,
got
we've
big there.
been playing this since it started. So I was
Yeah.
like, no, like, I remember meeting you before you even knew who
know.
you were.
It is Attack got really big from Warped Tour. Who else? Gym Class Heroes used to perform a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So many
Yeah.
bands.
Didn't
Just
um,
some bands.
Everyone played there.
I forgot the band. They sing Dirty. Oh, All American Rejects. Did they?
Yeah.
Go?
Yep.
Okay.
They did
Remember
Devil Wears
that.
Prada, all that. What about you guys? What's going on in you guys' lives? Because I have apparently very odd interests.
Not that odd.
I just like country concerts. Like I just heard about Coachella about 2 years ago. I'm trying to like
Go.
get out there.
Dude,
But
if
it's
you've never been to a
expensive.
music festival before, don't make Coachella your first one.
Really?
I'm telling you, do not make Coachella your first one because it's great. I've never personally been. My boyfriend has been a lot. I have a lot of friends who have gone. Don't make that one your first one. It's really intense.
Is it?
Burning Man and Coachella are, in my opinion, the two most intense because there's so many people who are in various states of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, mind.
And there's just a lot of, it's really hot out. You have to be prepared.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
one that you're camping for because you're in the desert, which I learned is a lot different from South Florida.
That's what I've heard. I've seen a lot of people will say on like Instagram, make sure you have a bandana with you because the sand just gets
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's when I was in Vegas even, like we were literally just walking around and I had to have, my shirt was up over my mouth, like just walking around. We went to the Grand Canyon, Arizona. I almost saw Steph. Steph, if you're watching this, one of our old interns, I love you. I'm sorry I didn't come visit you. No, she was like 5 hours away. I was really upset. But yeah, even walking around the Grand Canyon, hiking Vegas, hiking Arizona, you have to cover your mouth. And guys, if you are in music festival season, please be careful because you don't think you inhale a lot of dust, but you do. When you blow your nose and it's black, it's dust. Like, please be. Yeah, that happened to me, and I was like, I'm dying. And my boyfriend's like, no, it's dust. You're just
dying. That's the
dumb.
first thing I
Like,
would say, too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like I'm bleeding, I'm dying. He's like, no, you're fine.
I mean, I used to do rib roundup down here.
Oh
and
yeah.
Coral Sky, but like that's like an all day thing and it's torturous.
What do you guys think? Dylan, JP?
You ever heard of Black Bells?
I not really into the music festival scene, so I don't know.
What's going on with you guys in your lives?
Dylan, what's going on in your life?
Yeah, Dylan, you sent us something
You've
from
been very busy.
you
sending
sent us
things.
something from a place to visit.
I sent you a lot of places
The
to
last
visit.
one.
I haven't been there, but I saw it in a magazine.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's
Does anybody remember?
bar.
That wasn't here.
I know the golf
Bamboo.
one. The golf one looked really cool.
Actually, somebody asked for us to contact a taco place in Boynton Beach,
Yes.
which leads me to think of your family's restaurant that we should go there as well. to do a shoot.
Nicole.
Bamboo Room.
Hey.
The Bamboo.
Yeah.
What about the Bamboo? Anybody ever been there?
No.
No.
What's
For
it
a little
called?
too far south.
Bamboo.
Bamboo Room.
No.
No.
Any of you guys have student loans?
Oh yeah.
I have some
Yep.
friends.
Do you have student
No.
loans?
That's the second.
Seriously?
I have a student loan.
Do you pay your sons?
Yeah, and I'm behind. I got a bigger payment. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, my parents have still student loans, but they're technically doctors.
Your parents still have their student loans even though they're doctors?
I said they're technically doctors.
Now,
They are.
we're gonna, our next segment is gonna have somebody talk about student loans when we come up, but I have questions for you. When you guys went to college, did you apply for student loans knowing that that was gonna be a death sentence? Did you feel that way, or you knew you were gonna be able to?
Death sentence was the wrong word.
Okay, so tell me what it is. What's the right?
I think a better analogy would be an albatross around your neck.
An albatross around your neck.
It's like at his weight, right?
Well, it's a reference to a different story, but yeah, certainly. It's like my parents keep saying that you're going to be paying this for the rest of your life, and my only thought is, well, crap. Now I actually need to get an actual job, and I'm not allowed to swear on the air.
No, you're not. Okay, so you went in knowing, fully aware, you guys took loans? Did you guys take loans?
Yes, I took loans.
And you knew you were gonna pay this back?
I was gonna help out as best as I could. Like I pay a little bit, and then my parents pay a little bit.
Oh, your parents are paying the loan?
Well, yeah, we like split 50-50.
Okay, so you have your 50 to pay. Anybody here responsible for their own loans?
Yep.
Ryan
I
and
have to
Nicole.
pay. I have to start paying it next month.
Talk it to you, man.
I have to start paying next month. I mean, I knew going into it when I signed up for all my classes that I'd have to take out a loan, but I mean, mine's not too bad since I had my first couple years paid for by Palm Beach State, and then USF, that's just gotta pay all that back.
So it's a state school, so it's not
J-
like going
JP
to
also, you have
a
your
private
own?
school.
Yeah.
You have to pay your own?
Yeah, not yet. Not until
When do you start?
May of next year.
Oh, okay, you got a little time.
Yeah.
But here's the odd thing. At least here's the odd thing. At least coming from my perspective about the student loans. This is mostly coming from talking to the people who were the financial advisors to the couple schools I went to. It's that they knew that these debts were going to be heavy. They didn't stop you from taking those debts because
You don't have a choice.
because for sometimes it doesn't have a choice. But they certainly were at least helpful in learning that there are ways to make it less terrible. That how much you have to pay. You have to pay monthly as opposed to how much you have to pay. To pay.
But I don't think it's the amount, Hector. I think it's
I'd say
the time.
no. I get it. It's the fact that it's. I guess to say it's why I did the albatross around your neck
Right.
analogy. It's going to be with you. It's going to be with you, and not only is it going to be with you, it's going to affect everything else around you. The choice of where you live to what you eat is going to be monitored by the fact that by the end of the month you're going to have to give up a certain percentage to pay off for your loans.
I mean, I agree. I more think about it as, okay, I have my degree now. I'm going to go for the job, try and get the job I want, and then I'll be, the student loans are there, but all that matters at the end of the day is that I have my degree and I'm working the job that I've been dreaming of for years.
Okay.
I agree.
But what does
with
So
the
how
that.
degree mean?
I completely agree with what she just said.
Okay, but what about the exception of the rule?
What's the exception of the rule?
You got your degree. Your degree doesn't do anything for
I was
you.
gonna say a lot of degrees don't do much
Okay,
nowadays.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean,
you go in to sign a 30-year mortgage.
hmm
Your mortgage is going to be probably much more than your student loans, right?
yeah.
If you think about it. You don't have that feel because the degree is done. You can't eat it. You can't smoke it. You can't drink it.
You can use that as a mouse pad.
You can't.
That's
Or-
true.
That's all mine is good for.
If you get your degree and then you can't get a job in your degree, all of a sudden that degree is what you call it, an albatross.
An albatross around your neck.
Because it's around your neck and you don't live it. If you don't live it,
Well, even if I don't have my dream job right away, at least I'm working towards it. And if I'm working other jobs leading up to in the next 5 to 10 years,
It's
then
not
at
even
least
a
I
right
know
away.
I have it eventually.
But
or
it's
I'll
not even
get
the
there.
right away thing. Right away thing. Certain fields are much harder to get into.
Oh, absolutely.
Never mind a degree.
Yeah.
Never mind a degree, master's, doctorates, or associate.
I was gonna say,
Associates.
I think part of it is that a lot of fields you have to go farther. Like you're like, okay, I have my 4-year bachelor, student loans, they're manageable, I can pay them off, or they're non-manageable, whatever it is. You're still gonna get a entry-level minimum wage job in most cases. Business degree, most cases, they're still gonna offer you part-time minimum wage entry-level job. Even if you work up, you have to get that next degree. That's more student loans.
I got 2 questions.
Yeah.
Number one, does school prepare you enough to go in the outside world and get a job in your field that's not sweeping the world?
I think this, with my personal school, Nicole and I both went to USF, and I don't know
Yes.
your experience with it. With mine, if you went out of your way and you understood, I need help with what I'm going to do, there were resources. You can
I
go
agree.
to there were offices and there were meetings, and you could sit down with people so that they could help you set up for success, but you had to take that initiative. The school wasn't just going to be like, okay guys, here's your mandatory class of what to do in the future, here's how to do taxes, here's how to find a job and make a resume. Like, I had to go to the library and pay and set up with an
Yes.
advisor to make my resume.
I will say
But it's
USF
great.
advertised it very well, though.
Yes.
I always got emails and everything saying go to the student center and you can get your resume
And they had
looked at.
Handshake, which was like a Tinder for jobs kind of.
Yes, and I had
I
my
know.
professors were
Yeah.
extremely helpful too with, oh, I know this person, let me
Yeah.
this is their information, go reach out to them.
But you had to initiate
Yes.
it. No
But
one
Do
came
you
that
to
take
you.
sets you
advantage
up.
of that initiative? Do you think that in today's world, millennials take advantage of the different things they're getting, or they don't understand that they're being offered these opportunities?
I think some people don't, just because they're like, okay, well, I'll just get it later on in life. But no, like, my advice would be no. If you have an opportunity, I would take it. I would not take it for granted.
See, I see the opposite. I see a lot of it. It's less millennial because most millennials, like I'm 24 and I'm the very last year of millennials. Anything younger than me is now, I think, considered Gen Z technically.
Which had which to be honest has the cooler nickname. It's
I wish Gen.
I know. It makes me millennial
That's the
just
same.
sounds.
That's why I hate the.
Anything 26, so I'm 95, anything 96 and after is all Gen Z, which is the younger generation. That's the ones that are in college and high school now. I'm the very young. I don't know how old you guys are.
Oh, I'm millennial. I'm 25.
Okay, yeah.
I'm 21.
So you're
So
Gen
you're
Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
And
Why is it that the labeling is so? Why is that? Baby boomers, Gen Z.
I think part of it is because
I blame the man.
It's all the man's fault.
You blame the man on everything.
I think part of it is because every generation has different issues. And as a generalization, this is not every person, every generation, but as a generalization, a lot of baby boomers like to blame millennials. But they don't, everyone younger than them is a millennial. So kids who are Gen Z are getting blamed for things that millennials were doing, which they probably weren't doing. And it's a whole mishmash.
To be fair, it's mostly Gen X fault.
Yeah. I'm nervous to say why, but I'm just going to agree with you. But no, I've seen the exact opposite. I've seen that my little nieces and nephews who are, the generation below me, who are in high school, my nephew's in college now, he's realizing like, wow, I don't know how to do taxes. I don't know how to do economics. He knows he doesn't know how to do it. He realizes that schools didn't teach him that, and that's not okay.
It blows my mind sometimes. Let me just say that. Like, some people come up to me and they'll ask me to do something. I'm like, how do you not know how to do this? They're like, I just was never taught in high school.
I knew people in college who I had to teach how to do their laundry. In my dorm rooms, I had to teach
my
people
heart
how to
when
do
I found out
laundry.
Some people did not know how to do their laundry.
Is it sad to say that I do my laundry because my parents keep messing mine up?
But I think it is good that a lot of our generation and younger, they're realizing that, hey, you guys aren't teaching us what we need to know. So now we're being kept down because now we have to rely on you to do things. Because now I don't know how to do my taxes. If God forbid one day my dad can't do my taxes, I now have to pay an accountant who is most likely in the generation that taught me, who didn't teach me how to do taxes. I now have to pay them to do my taxes because I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
I know,
That
no.
is a random thing I do know how to
Does
do.
anyone not know how to write a check?
I don't.
You don't.
Does anyone
don't.
still use cursive writing?
Yes.
I do.
I don't.
Do to sign
I
my
was
name.
never taught.
I do,
how to
and
write in
unfortunately,
I
cursive.
just
nobody
use it
can
to
read.
sign my name on
Wait,
bills
you don't know
and.
how to write a check though. My daughter went out with a guy. I'm telling you, my daughter needs to do a whole show on online dating.
Please bring her in. Can she be on the next 2020? Because that would be
She's a
so
teacher that does
amazing.
not carry your gun in school, so that's a whole other story.
Yeah, but Chelsea had a whole story that she can talk about.
Write a check, and he's a realtor.
Just
She
you know how to write a
she
check?
said, how do you pay people if you don't write a check? And he
Like
said, through Venmo.
When I was taking
Yeah.
my SATs,
Really?
there were people who you have to sign, doing your SATs and ACTs, you have to sign like, I, Teddy Raphael, accept to blah, blah, blah. And at the end, you have to sign your name. And more than half of the room would raise their hand to the teacher, I don't know how to sign my name. And the teacher had to say, I remember this so clearly, write your name in print, connect all the letters with loops at the bottom,
Really?
and then I was like,
Wait a minute.
you don't know how to write cursive
I am
at all,
mind-blown.
that you can't even sign your own name.
And you guys not know cursive?
I don't know
I lost
cursive,
touch
but I
with
know
I
how to
was
sign my
forced to
name.
write in cursive.
That was the only thing I know.
I was forced to write in cursive, and unfortunately, that may have just kneecapped my ability to write in hand.
Yeah, I
to
was
write
forced to write in
hands.
cursive most of my
I
life.
can't not write in cursive anymore.
In the day, we used to call it writing script.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Same
do not
thing.
know how to write script.
Really?
Well, lucky you.
I don't know how to write script.
I was
If
forced
you
to
ever
write
see- If you ever
script.
see my handwriting, you would say that's hieroglyphics.
Actually, the first card I got from you, I asked you, who
Can you
signed
read
your
this?
name?
Yes. So
Because it was done so beautifully. I was shocked.
I scribble. Oh, I didn't sign that.
Oh, my dad is like that. My dad has chicken scratch handwriting, but he has the most beautiful signature.
It's not even that. It's just taking paper, the pen, and wiggling lines.
Yeah.
I do not write
Paul
script.
wanted to say something.
So I have a Gen Z teenager and a 13-year-old in middle school. And so I'm from San Francisco, California. And schools now in California, at least maybe like 80%, she's a teacher, by the way, don't teach cursive anymore. So my kids can't, well, my youngest, my 13-year-old can't sign his name also. So I had to sit down with him and kind of like go over. Me and my mom were teaching him how to do cursive. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be teaching this type of thing to our children.
Okay, but
It
can
should
I
be the
ask?
teachers.
May I
I
ask a
learned-
question?
That's the first thing I learned in third
May
grade.
I ask you a question though? Did she ever? Okay, you said you used to be a teacher, right?
No, my
Or
friend
fr-
here is a teacher.
A box
Your
is a teacher.
okay, your friend. Okay, your friend. Did you ever find out why they stopped though?
So, okay, so I was gonna get into that.
Okay.
So my 16-year-old did learn some cursive when he was younger. So I don't know if it's been like in the last 3 years that they've changed it. So I think it was about 3 years ago. That's one though. Now they don't have analog clocks because they're saying that kids can't tell time because they have the phones and digital clocks.
There's
And so I'm like,
there's
you
an
know,
analog app.
That's the most ridiculous
No,
thing
it's
I've
really
ever
graceful.
heard.
Well, Ryan, you see,
Oh.
I think you're right because Ryan's the youngest one. Manuel, how old are you?
23.
I
Yeah,
said Ryan's
Ryan's
the
youngest.
youngest, but he didn't learn cursive. He doesn't know how to write a check. I'm not picking on you, but you see in those
I'm
3
picking on him a
years,
little.
like you talked about, the generation change.
I never
of what's not
learned.
being taught in the
Right.
school system.
And you know, as far as what you were asking, Hector,
It's not my fault.
Hector.
Oh, well.
So the part about the cursive
know.
is
I-
because
all I
all of
know
the
how to
kids
do
in
is
California
an R
use
and
Google
an L.
Sheets. Like most, like
That's
80%
the
of their
only
homework
thing
is
that
done through Google Sheets. So
Oh.
there's not a lot of
I do an
writing
R and
per
a
se, but it's all typing in
Really?
Google Sheets.
Okay,
They
is
have
Google
their own
Sheets what I
account
think
and
it
everything.
is?
Google
It's
Sheet
great.
signs your signature.
Yeah, everything. They have
Yeah.
their own email.
Seriously.
They have their own laptops. They
There
have their
are-
own iPads. It's because, but my kids specifically, that we live in San Francisco, so it's all Silicon Valley. So Mark Zuckerberg,
Oh my God!
yeah,
This-
he's actually
this
my
is the
neighbor,
s-
and it's
This
like
is the
crazy.
snow. This is the future that Snowcrest envisioned. It's Shadowrun with none of the cool stuff.
Yeah, they like invest a lot in the school, so they give them iPads and all
So,
these
so
things.
let me ask a question. What the hell is wrong with parents nowadays? How I learned how to write broken script when I was in the 4th grade.
Well, that's because we're having this problem with my 13-year-old. Me and my mom have taken time to teach my youngest how to do cursive. Because it should be like a part of their
So are
education.
they requiring parents now to teach their kids at home, which I think is a good idea.
It is a good idea, but I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was a teenager in the 90s, but in the 80s, I mean, the teacher would teach me how to write cursive.
Wait, I have a question. What, besides knowing how to sign your name, because Ryan can sign his name, he doesn't know cursive. Why do you guys think that it's so important to know cursive?
Because history requires you to know it. Napoleon learned that he who does not read history and learn from it is bound to repeat it.
But you don't know how to read
Yes,
hieroglyphics, so we don't.
Or
No, like I'm genuinely saying.
Or cuneiform.
I name the hieroglyphics. I think that there is a fundamental, well, actually I do, but anyway, there is a fundamental science to our society. Things that we take for granted as script. How to write a check. How many
Well, writing a
people
check
have
is
cash
different. You
anymore
need
in
how.
pockets?
You
Yeah,
need to know how to write a check though. But I've never, and I know how to write cursive. Like I do. I was forced to write cursive all through middle and high school. Like
I
I
was forced
had
to
to write
write
cursive, and I
cursive.
can write it very well. But I have never once in my adult life been in a situation where I needed to write cursive.
You
Unless
never
I've-
sign your name. That's not
But
true.
Ryan doesn't
You
know-
here, You sign the
But he can
electric
sign it.
But
piece.
Ryan can sign his name, and he can't write in cursive.
He prints it. That's
You
not-
can sign your name
Well,
without cursive.
I kind of put an R in a squiggle and then an L in a squiggle.
But like I can do cursive, and my signature is crazy.
Oh,
Just
mine
saying
is
that
horrible,
is
but I
just
still
generally-
do
You're
it
saying that from a
in
historical
script.
standpoint, Freddie, a signature used to be just an X.
Yeah, because they were illiterate.
Because most people didn't know how to write back then
And
or
so they
read.
found out they didn't know how to write the word X. Yes.
No, but like that's my question is like, and for Paula too, like why is it to you so important that your kids know how to write script? Is it because you know how to write it and they should? Is there like, have you come upon a situation where you like really needed it? Like,
So I'm in the business field, and I don't know about here, but in California, when you're in a situation where it's all business related, it's a lot of cursive. So I don't know. That's what I've always known. If I go to a meeting at a tech company or any company, it's that fancy cursive writing. And that's, I remember, when I was in middle school or elementary school, I remember our teacher saying, when you get a job, you're gonna have to write cursive. And, so it kind of stuck. And that's what I see. So, but now, because again, they're using all these electronics and Google Sheets, and it's just like not needed.
Google Sheets,
Well, now you want to use well, now if you want to write cursive, you have to pick the font.
Let's go to commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk to Kimberly from Accelerator Pro. Let's talk about some of these student loans and mortgages, and you know what? There are some options. So stay tuned. You guys want to do the turn up?
We'll be right back.
And very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a cruise planner's travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee, and it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Are you ready for the challenge? Do you know what's coming? Are you ready to become a healthier you in 12 weeks? Welcome to Shred Zone. Shred Zone Fitness offers a personalized training program that you can do. With 30 minutes of time and online daily support, motivation, and a customized, easy, and flexible program designed with you in mind. Contact us at ShredZoneOnline.com and Shred Zone Fitness Studio, 561-331-2059. Shred Zone Online gives you 24/7 access to your personal trainer, personalized nutrition suggestions, strength training, and weekly accountability. Contact Shred Zone today at 561-331-2059. Let Shred Zone shred you to a better health. ShredZoneOnline.com or 561-331-2059.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, or as someone says, the Brooklyn TV Cafe.
Brooklyn Show TV Cafe?
Brooklyn Show something.
Welcome back. It has been a long 3-day weekend. Get back in front of the set, doing everything. Friday we're on location, and today we've got 2020, but we're going to roll right back into our 2020. We were talking about a lot of things on the Millennial Hour, what it's like to be in your 20s going into 2020. We're talking about financial awareness with Accelerator Pro. We've got Kimberly Daly here. We started last week at Game of Access talking about paying off your mortgage, and then you said, well, you can apply your same mathematical equation to paying off your student loans.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm on. Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us how all of this applies to student loans, because so many of these kids have college loans, have graduate school loans.
First off, one of the things I like to talk about when I talk to students with their student loans is don't get them. You're better off working for a year, paying off school, working for a year, going back to school, working for a year, going back to school, because student loans are really, they're more than an albatross. Nobody understands them, and they're so easy to get. So a lot of kids get into these trouble and say, oh my God, look what I'm doing. So for example, we're going to use Ryan. Ryan has mentioned that he has a student loan that's about $10,000. The average student loan is 7% interest. So from the moment you take off that loan, they're charging you 7%. So on your particular loan, that's $700. And if you take a deferment, which you have, they're charging you late fees and interest on the $700. So the fact that you're not making any kind of payment is creating more money. So if you were to wait a year from now you've got $1,400 in interest you're paying on your $10,000 loan, plus any late fees they've included in there, which are usually about $75 a month, plus management fees that go in there. And this is where the trouble begins, because the students really don't know, how do I get out of this? And then the banks do something else. They say, well, how much money are you making? And, we'll adjust your income accordingly. Well, the problem with that is if you have a $10,000 loan, which is now by the time you pay it, $11,400 loan, by the time you pay it, you have to say to yourself, how am I going to pay this loan off? Not how much money can I afford to give the bank. So if you wanted to pay that loan off in 10 years, then you have to run those numbers. You have to say, okay, at 7% for 10 years, I need to be making this much money every single month, which would be about let me do the math, about $150. And you could pay it off in about 10 years. But it would be $150, which if you look at that, by the time you're done paying it off, is close to $15,000. But you have to be very conscious about what you're doing with your loans. You can't just say, oh, I'm not working, let me do deferment, or let me pay what I can afford. Because let's just say, for example, that you never pay off that loan and you get to be my age and older and you retire, and the government says, hey, here's your Social Security check.
You can take it from there.
They're going to take it, but they don't just take a piece, because they don't do, what do they call that, income adjustment? Oh, depending on your income, that's what we're going to charge you. They don't just do an income adjustment. At that point, they take it all until they get paid, which means you have nothing to live on. So any older people who have gone to school and say, oh, I'm going to retire in a couple of years. No, I actually have a friend whose husband is ready to divorce her because she didn't pay off a loan. She went to school at 45, figured, oh, whatever, wasn't mindful of her money, and now he can't retire. He can't retire.
Because they would take it from
because of
him?
his wife. Yes, they're married.
Wow.
The money's coming from somebody.
Hey, did you realize that?
I know somebody who is not going to marry somebody else because that somebody has loans and he doesn't want that situation. It really boggles the mind, because I really can't blame this person, because it's a scary nut.
Yeah.
And you are not only saying I do, you're saying I do forever. I mean forever, because it's going to follow you forever. So this is the reason I asked the question before. The commitment of signing on the dotted line, whether you use an X or a script or whatever the hell you use, are you going to back into your degree and make it work for you? Because this is a commitment. There's no more fooling around here. And the government says that. You did this because you wanted a loan. You wanted to get educated.
But you have some ideas on how we can pay off some debt in a mathematical kind of calculated way. So we're at the advantage versus the banks.
Correct. So I've created an algorithm that actually looks at what the numbers are, and it tells you what to give the bank. So you're not just going to give the bank, if you're supposed to give them $1,111, you might have to end up giving them, $1,150.03. There's a certain amount. It's going to be more than your payment would normally be. It's going to be a higher payment, but it's going to eliminate the interest. Not all of it, but it's going to eliminate about 45% of the interest. So in the case of your loan, if you say to yourself, okay, the bank just wants $100 a month, okay? I'm just going to keep it easy. I'm going to keep the numbers simple here. At $1,000, that's your total loan. By the time you end up paying it, it's like $1,100. So if you're just paying $100 back, That's great, but the bank is still charging you interest. What this will do is look at the interest and say maybe you should be giving them $105 instead of just $100, because that $5 is going to eliminate 7% somewhere.
And it may
then
not
the
be a
next
huge
month,
difference
no,
on
no.
your payment, but it's a huge difference at the end of the term of the loan.
Okay, hold on. I got a question.
Sure.
If I'm paying $100 a month,
Correct.
that's the loan.
Correct.
I asked them because they ask you ask them what is the interest on this loan. Let's say it's $45. If I send them $100, which is the loan, and $45, which is the interest, and they apply it to the interest, isn't that going to reduce my amount of loan?
If you send more money to principal, it will reduce the amount of the loan. But what the bank does is they take it from, if it's an amortized loan, they take the interest from the bottom, not from the top. Well, 90% of your interest, and I'm going to use a mortgage here, in the first 15 years of a 30-year mortgage,
Interest.
90% is interest.
Right.
So if you give the bank, well, I'm giving the bank extra money on my mortgage every month, great. They're going to take it from the principal, but they're taking it from the bottom of the loan where you have $2 worth of interest, as opposed to whatever the interest is on top, which
Now
is
that's
heavier.
important that people understand that concept.
But who would know what the bottom of the loan versus the top of the loan is?
It's true, but this is the way, and then they
To me,
act
a
like
The banks
loan,
don't
there's
want you
interest,
to
there's-
know.
I wouldn't
mean,
even know.
But if you have an amortization schedule, it would show you that. An amortization schedule will
that?
say everybody who gets a mortgage.
When you request
and
it.
if you ask for it. So the two of you could ask for your student loans, and you're going to see your amortization schedule, and you're going to know exactly how much interest they're paying. But the banks really don't want you to look at that.
No, because they want you to sustain the payment longer. What she's talking about is when you make that extra payment, the common person, if you don't use this system, you're paying the back end of the loan. So it's not reducing interest up front, is what I'm assuming is correct.
Exactly.
That is scary.
Well, I'm thinking about my
Well,
son.
the banks are in business to make money.
My
So
son
for
has
them, it's not.
3 years of law school loans. This is his third year. He is like, you talk about albatross, Hector, wherever you are. He's choking, thinking that he can't do what he wants to do because he's got to somehow start to pay off his student loans. And how's he going to do that and then be able to get married and get a house? And will he ever get to do what he wants to do? Because we didn't realize when he took out the first year, he took out a Sally Mae, not realizing that now if you work for the public defenders, they don't do a write-off on a Sally Mae, only on a federal loan. I mean, these things that the law school should have informed these kids prior to their loans of if this is where you want to go with them to pay off your loans, you need to take this loan versus that loan. And none of this information came out. All it was you had to find the money. So we found the money, and now he's like, oh my gosh.
You made a sideways deal to make a deal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
because
the-
nobody knew otherwise.
Well, they want you not to know. So you guys are already in the soup. You have loans, right? You guys already have loans. You're in the soup already.
Yeah.
So this about picking the right loan and line, that's done with. Because when you sign a loan, I'm going to tell you something. In this world, in this age, there is no forgiveness. They
Well,
are not
and-
going to give you a way out.
No, and it makes it worse because if your parents co-sign, don't give up your retirement for your children, because this is what happens. Both of you have to make 48 non-stop payments in order for your parents to be taken off the loan. So if you make 47 payments and miss one, your parents, it resets the clock to 48. So now your parents can't even retire. And let's say that something, God forbid, happens to you, guess who pays the loan? Your parents. So it's really important for parents. Parents do not need to sign for their children. They're going to give you guys money. Nobody needs to sign for their
And
kids.
that's
They're going to
another-
give them money. Don't sign for your kids, because now you're putting that noose around your neck and their neck.
And that's another false lie that they told my son. Because they threatened him with not going to school if I didn't sign the last leg of his loan. And now it's around my neck. And when you do miss, it resets the clock. That same thing is applied towards credit cards.
Yep.
They reset the clock when you miss. Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to send you a cup of coffee and we're going to take care of all this.
What can we do then? We can contact you and you put,
Yes.
what information do you need to help?
What I'm going to need is the start date of your loan and where are you at now? What is the bank looking for as far as principal and interest on your loan today? And unfortunately, this only works for fixed rate loans. So if you have a LIBOR, No way. I can show you what to do, but you are absolutely going to have to stay on top of that every 3 months and look at the changing rates.
That's a variable.
Yeah.
The LIBOR is the indicator that they use.
So like you might get a 7% and then they say, but we're going to attach it to the London interest rate. And if that goes up 2%, now your 7% is 9%. But then it goes back down to 7%.
It moves.
It never goes past 7, but it can go all the way up to 14%.
21 I've seen in the
You're
dark.
saying that we could
correct.
potentially knock off 45% of interest.
Correct.
If
If it's
you do
a
it
fixed
correctly.
rate
And on Ryan
loan.
and your loan, it doesn't sound like so much, right? $700 is a lot, but it's not like, all right, you can pay that out. My son's got $200,000 of loans. That's tremendous. We're at law school. You're looking at.
You have loans?
Yes.
He's takes
How
out
many? You have a lot left?
50,000.
How much?
52.
52?
That you still owe?
That I still owe.
Okay, so you're a
Do
good
you-
candidate for this
Well,
program.
do you know your interest rate?
Is that on?
It's, is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I don't even know. Because I'm barely going to start paying it back. I had to take out loans because even though I got a basketball scholarship, I didn't have money to live. So I had to take, this is the reason why I took out loans. And I graduated college in 2007 and just kind of been, I don't even know what I've been doing. And then now, finally, this couple years ago, I was like, oh my God, I got to pay it back. And now I just have a ball in my throat knowing that my mom cannot retire when she has a couple years, maybe like 2-3 more years. And that like breaks my
48
heart.
years, 48 months, nonstop payments you have to make for your mom to be able to retire.
Yeah, it's just
And
ridiculous.
so this is something that I would encourage parents who have kids who are going to go to college, give them credit cards when they're 16. Let them start building their credit.
Yeah.
Because then by the time they go to school, they actually might have some credit. They won't have to take out a loan because they've got a credit card.
Well,
And
wait
they
a
can
minute, I
start
got a
using
question.
that.
You're using the number 48 months.
Yes.
In her case, it would be 2 years, 48 months.
48 months is 4 years.
4
though.
years. So her mom won't
forget
be
it's
able to
12.
retire in 4 years
But when
Right.
you're saying to take out a
In 4
credit
years she
card
would.
at 16,
for your child.
you can do that?
Yes.
Oh, you can do it.
What
at-
you-
Because I tried to get just a debit for my 16-year-old, and the bank said he has to be 18.
This is what you do. You first get them on as an authorized user
Correct.
on your card. After they do that, now they're 17, they can get their own credit card because they're showing that they've got good credit, they have your good credit. And then by the time they're 18, because when you go to school, everybody's giving you credit cards at 18. Except now you have a leeway. You actually have good credit, so they're not going to give you these crazy prices. I mean, that's a better way to go than a student loan. And you might say, oh my God, it's not intuitive. The rates are 21%.
Pay it off.
Try and pay off that $52,000. So we're going to talk later. We're going to run the numbers. You're going to find your information. We'll run the numbers and look at it to see what that looks like and what you can do to help your mom get
And
off of that
how do your
loan.
fees work? Are you on a percentage? Are you a flat fee?
Well, since my company really works in the mortgage industry, my passion is really working and educating the students. So what I'm going to do is I'll show her, and she will show someone else. And Ryan, I'll show you, and then you'll show someone, and I'll show you, and you'll show someone. That's what's going to happen with this. It's a give. I'll give it to you. You give it to others. I give it to you, etc.
And when you get your mortgage,
Then we talk.
then you talk. Now, I, you
Then
know,
we talk.
This is the mortgage is my language because if you get a mortgage, in the day FHA was the way to go because they have that extra 10 G's. But the bottom line is, if she buys a house, and she somehow swings that 52 large into that mortgage, which is now spread out in 30 years, so it's smaller. Can you pay that loan
Yes,
off?
that's the same thing. Absolutely.
You understand the game?
Say that again?
If you buy a house and you see this young lady right here, and you squeeze that 52 large into your note, and you get rid of that note because that note is carrying a lot of weight.
It is. I can't sleep sometimes.
But 30 years is less weight because the number is more manageable.
And it actually has an end game. If you can take your loan and throw it into your mortgage, there's an end game. If you have a student loan, there's no end game. There's really no end game unless death. And God forbid you die before it's paid off and your parents outlive you. Because now they've still got
Somebody
that.
has to pay it.
Yeah, it's going to get paid.
But do you guys understand this option? Do you understand what we're talking about here?
I think the option in the beginning should have been teaching them about money. And for me, when I spend
too
money,
late for
it's
that.
to make money.
It's too late for that right
It
now.
is, but there
We
are
gotta
people
start
out
now.
there, investments. If you're not going to make money back, And I actually have a little graph up there they could probably pop up
I know Dylan-
that
Dylan
shows
sees the graph.
what
Dylan's
it
at the
looks
bottom.
like. How much money are you going to make? What does it look like? Is it worth it? I mean, just getting a degree to say I've got a degree is crazy. Okay, so this is what your future job, will your future job cover your loan payments? Okay, so if you're making $80,000 a year, which is what I believe that number is there,
Yeah.
after tax, you're going to take home about $63,000. Now, because I was in California when I did this, these are California numbers. So your biweekly income is twice a month. You're bringing home $2,311. Woohoo! That's not a lot of money because look what happens when you have rent, gas, insurance, food, water, electric, doctor, auto, lunches. You've got to eat lunches, right? Weekend, $100 a weekend isn't a lot of money. That's $5,000. Clothing and cell phone, plus your student loan, because you've got a $40,000 loan, is $9,000. So your disposable income is barely $3,200. But this is California. What about the people who live here? They're going to make $40,000.
Yep.
There's no way their living expenses are $48,000. They're going to be in debt $8,200.
What if you get hospitalized? What if something happens to cut the flow of that money?
Oh, you're in trouble. That doesn't go away.
That's why it's called being upside down.
Yes.
Well, you think
Exactly,
there's
upside down.
should be some answers and some help, because to get educated it costs money, and you can't get a job unless you have the degrees, and it's this cycle of
Yeah, but I'm very upset.
why?
Because I wish I knew her when I was in school. Because she gives you an option. You guys just don't understand it yet, but your kids can learn from this. Our country.
Well, they can learn from
Well,
it
that's
going
why
forward.
working with millennials today who have these loans, they're going to be the ones who are really, their kids are going to be so smart
Agree.
All right, hold
that when
that
they
thought.
get ready for school.
Agree.
We're going to switch over 95.3 FM, 1470
Yeah, hold
AM.
me.
More to come on this conversation. Miracle League Palm Beach
I'm
County
depressed.
is hopefully joining
I
us.
gotta drink heavy.
We got a lot coming up. It's opening day. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Yeah, your kids will.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. I Will Advisors is here to offer you an unbiased comparison of all your Medicare health options. I Will Advisors specialize in educating Medicare beneficiaries on every available option to ensure you make the right choice for your needs. Call us directly at 954-753-8080. 954
To hear it. Does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
You have a business you want to share, ideas you want to be heard, and events you want to be known, then amp them up on Amp It Up, our new online radio
Hey, Mr. DJ Courtesy Limo. I service all of South Florida. We offer really great services. We offer DJ and limo service. When you book the DJ service through us, you get the Courtesy Limo for the entire day. My office number is 561-507-4376. Mention Yelp or Google, you get 15% additional savings. You can look me up on Yelp or Google under Hey Mr. DJ.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And
This is
we're back.
Part 2 of -1 + 3 = this show.
Well, welcome back to our Millennial 2020 Tuesday 2020 Vision at the Brooklyn Cafe. Last time they saw us live, we were at Game of Axes on Friday. We met Kimberly Daly, and we brought her back today to have more of the conversation. Yesterday we were out.
To get deeper and deeper depressed.
So a very happy and healthy New Year to those of our Jewish friends in faith that celebrate. So they are still celebrating today. It's the second day.
You guys celebrate all the time.
This month of October, let me tell you, it goes right from this, and then we've got Yom Kippur, and then we've got Sukkot, and then we get Simchas Torah.
You're wearing a coat.
It is a month, just be respectful, it is a month of celebration.
Did she say I'm wearing a coat?
No.
What'd you say?
Sukkot.
What is that?
Sukkot, the sukkah, remember?
Oh, the sukkah.
The
That's
sukkah,
right.
sukkah.
I'm going to be doing sukkah
You
this
were
year.
You were invited to the sukkah.
How come you change the name all the time?
It's Sukkot
I
under
can't
the
keep
sukkah.
up to all these holidays.
So it's a lot going on this month.
It is.
There are a lot of kids out of school if you're in Boca Raton, so please, as we always say, no texting and driving, and please always be safe. Happy Tuesday, welcome back. Our crew, everyone was off yesterday. I love that everyone's back in studio. Hector's back, and Dylan's back, and Ryan's back, and Teddy's back. Everyone's back. I feel
Everybody
like
was gone.
It's like coming home to the kids, and everyone's back home.
Except
So
the
we are
kids
ready to
come
rock and roll, because do you know what today is?
Yes.
What?
It is Tuesday.
It's October 1st.
Oh, rabbits.
What?
Rabbits.
What's that mean?
Rabbits. Something with the letter R, I was told.
Really?
I don't know. That's what I was
the
told.
best month of the year.
That's right.
Really?
Was your
I
birthday?
love October. No, I just love Halloween. I love October.
But what do we...
Pumpkin spice everything is out in South Florida. So if you're looking for a season change, it has come
Pumpkin
because
spice.
now the coffee places have pumpkin spice
Yeah,
donuts
but that's
as well.
that's overplayed already.
But it's October. It means season is kicking off this Friday at the Heart of Delray Gallery. It is the first event of the season. They're having a sip and wine tasting with wine and spirits right here Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. So coming out to the Heart of Delray. Kickoff season. We're kicking off season. We are on location on Saturday. I know. Saturday. Miracle League of Palm Beach County. Dylan, I hope you are free because it is opening day for this very special needs baseball league, and they're going to be joining us on the set. And it is something that you've never seen, and we have never aired outside at a baseball diamond. So, can't guarantee you what's going to happen, except if you come out, it will bring you to happy tears, and it'll fill your soul with what these people are doing, what Julie and her husband and the volunteers are doing. Is tremendous.
That's this Saturday.
That is this
Where's
Saturday
it
at
located?
1 o'clock. It is off of Dixie and Linton. It's the old Bucky Dent Field. It's called. It says Miracle League on it. There are 3 baseball fields there, but this is the dedicated Miracle League field. So if you're heading down to Dixie, nice shot, Dylan. You have the spot. Wow, he's on point today.
And I'm going to tell you, if you're going down there, don't follow Dawn. It is the 3rd field on the left, not every other field, because she visits every field.
But 110 kids so far signed up, 6 leagues. They're still looking for sponsors.
There it is right there.
Their big dinner on the Diamond is coming up in November. We're going to talk about that. And these kids, like, it still brings me to tears. Every kid makes a home run. Some of them do it on their own. Some of them do it with buddies. Some are in wheelchairs. But everyone gets around the bases. There are cheerleaders, everything. It's tremendous. So that is this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So come on out and support these
opening day,
incredible
right?
kids. It is opening day.
We're going to have a parade and everything. And those cameras will be on the field. We figured it out. My son helped me with the other part of this. We will have 2 cameras out there. We're going to have a lot of fun with it.
One of the things I love doing to you is challenging
And you do it, and you do it very well.
And he always says no. And then we call Gio. And Gio says, Dad, can you do this? He says no. And then 10 minutes later, boom, they have a new brilliant idea. And you get excited, and Gio gets excited, and then I go and buy more equipment. But that brings the idea to fruition.
Well, you bought another camera that we needed, but it's actually going to be playing off of 2 computers.
I love watching the no's turn into yeses and seeing how we grow and
You
go.
think this is a lot? You think this is easy, but you do challenges, I gotta admit.
It's the beauty of what I get to do.
Talking about challenges, that young lady you got next to you. And we were just sitting off the set over here talking about, in the day, I didn't have to take out student loans because NYU gave me a full ride. I don't know why. Maybe they liked me. I don't know. I mean, I had good grades and what have you, but I didn't have to pay. So when my kids come to me and say, I got to spend $200,000 or I got to borrow $60,000 or $90,000, that's a lot of money. And it's a scary thought that you got to spend that kind of money.
It's a very scary thought.
It
My
changes your
kids
career.
Made it through college without student loans because they went to state school, but graduate school, we said, was on them for 2 reasons. One is we covered college and up to that age of whatever they graduated at 22. And the other is to give you some ownership to your career path. But with that ownership comes sometimes a lot of money, a lot of debt.
It is a lot of debt. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of responsibility, a lot of choices. And you know what there isn't a lot of is education.
Give out
And
the
that's what
radio
we're gonna
number
do
because people are going to want to call into
You
this.
want to write this down, 888-565-1470. Call in because we're going to give you some information that if you understand this to the core, it will help you across everything you do in terms of loans.
Manuel, can you help her or JP? Oh, she got in. There's Coach K.
We were just talking about you. Were your ears ringing?
Coach K is in the house. Give us a call at the radio station, 888-565-1470. You can follow us on all social media, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Fuego is out. We have a new page on Facebook. It is our Latin home of Fuego.
You going to announce it?
Now I'm going to save that for you on the next segment. We're going
Okay.
to tease it a little bit more because I want to get into this segment so then we can talk to Coach on our next
Let's
segment.
do that.
We were talking to Kimberly on Friday, and yes, Joe, I know people were calling for her phone number, and we're going to give this out for Accelerator Pro. Your company works with an algorithm to help pay off mortgages, but there is a way that we can pay this forward to help our youth with student loans.
Correct. So we can use this algorithm to also not only just work for mortgages, but to help students look at their loans and actually pay them off and manage their loans. It actually puts the power in the hands of the student and not the lender.
And, okay, go ahead. And also let's talk about how you're repaying these loans, understanding back end and front end in terms of interest.
Okay, so I'm going to use mortgage. So on a 30-year mortgage, the first 15 years, 90% of the money you give the bank is strictly interest. So that means you're not making a dent in your principal. So what happens with student loans, if they're amortized, is pretty much the same thing. They're going to pack all the interest heavy on top. They don't really use it like a credit card, because credit cards you just pay for whatever's outstanding. They're going to pack the loan heavy. So if we know what the numbers are, how much have you financed, and I'm going to ask you, so anybody who calls, I'm going to say, when do you want to pay this off? I don't want to hear what the bank said. I don't want somebody said, I can make this much money every month. No. When do you want to pay it off? Because that's the only way you're going to pay it off, is if you know when you want to do it. If you say, I've got 10 years, I want to get this done in 10 years, great, we can look at the numbers. But an algorithm, a mathematical equation, isn't good if it goes on infinitely.
Is there a norm? Is there an average of people paying off their student loans?
I have come across very few people who've been able to pay them off in less than 17 years.
Now, let me ask you a question. If you are attacking the principal in the back end, so let's say that you have X principal, and you're chipping away at that by making a direct payment, does that mean that the interest is going to change on the front end of the loan?
It will. So for example, and I'm going to use mortgages. If you have a mortgage and you're making a payment every month, and you say, well, I'm sending an extra $500 and your payment's $1,200, the bank will absolutely take that $500 off of the principal, but they're going to take that $500 off of the back end where the interest is. Well, if your payment is $1,200 and say at the end of your loan you've got a $5 interest, they're not taking that $5 off because you only gave them $500. They're taking half of that, $2.50. What our algorithm does is it looks at next month's interest, and if next month's interest is $1,000, it disappears. If the month after that is $998, it immediately eliminates that
Because
interest.
you're removing the principal.
We're removing the principal, but we're also giving the banks a number. Our computer talks to the bank's computer and tells that interest, you don't exist anymore.
Right, because you
Goodbye.
can't give interest on principal that doesn't
And
exist.
then there's
Correct.
a certain day, right? So that
It's a
grace period of your mortgage till the 16th.
Doesn't apply to this. If you're going to use this payment, you have to do it on the day. So if your payment is due on the 1st, you have to send this amount in, not on the 2nd. You can send it before the 1st, but it absolutely has to be done on the 1st at the very latest,
I get
because
it.
the algorithm talks to the bank at a certain time, at a certain amount, and it's related to a certain interest.
It's going to calculate it on the 1st. If you miss the payment by the 2nd, it's too late because the algorithm changes and now your interest is back up on the note and,
Correct.
and it's not working. So if you do this and you miss it by 22 minutes, if you miss the date, it isn't going to work.
No, if you miss it, if it's 12:01, it no longer
It no
works.
longer works. But do you understand the principle here? You get
Yes,
it?
I get it. And even Best Buy, because you know Best Buy does
Yes.
you can buy things, you have a year to pay off. But what happens if you buy multiple things? I'm thinking of you because it goes to the bottom. So my Best Buy bill of my son's computer, which is due this month, the last payment, we bought a TV afterwards. So right, so you're making this payment and they're putting it to where they want. But if I don't pay his computer off by this month, then I have to pay back all that extra interest. So
That's
you
right.
really have to look at that second page and make sure those payments are done. It's not that minimum payment. Everything has to be done, or you've now accrued interest because it all layers.
Correct.
And nobody's even looking at that. Who even looks at the second page?
Well, what you do is you end up buying more stuff because you just finished paying something and you're very happy.
I did. I went back
Exactly.
on
Does
Saturday
that happen to you?
and I bought some more. I bought a camera and a mic.
I
and-
bought 6 TVs one time. You see these TVs are in here?
Uh-huh.
I bought 6 of them. 6 of us walked in, I walked 6. And when we finally paid it, I had to buy a mic. And when we pay that, and I keep buying all the stupid same card. Because that's the psychology of buying with never seeing money transfer.
And
It's
what I
like
love
you're gonna
about
pay it off.
What?
You're saying you're gonna pay it off, so you're like, might as well just buy it.
I
buy
do the
it.
cha-cha
But they
every
don't
time I
want
pay
you to
something.
pay it off.
No,
Because what
they
they do
want
is
you to
they
keep buying.
layer it and they don't apply those payments
Yeah.
to the first thing you bought. They just apply it to the top, right? They're not applying it to the back end.
Yeah, it's really important, and nobody's going to read all of that. So, and you don't have to, because we're telling you right now, that's what happens. If you get a credit card for 0% and you don't pay it off, they prorate all that. It goes right back to day one. So if you had $100 at 7%, you've got $7 because you had $1 that you didn't pay at the end of the year.
And there's a way, and the reason we started with Kimberly on the 2020 is educating our youth on finances, and it's things that are never taught. And I think now it's maybe being reapproached, but writing a check, balancing a checkbook, things that you have no idea on how to pay things because everything is done through technology, Venmo, Cash App, whatever you're using. The bank even justifies it, regulates it. You put it in a Quicken, you don't ever have to do anything.
Well, they want you to automatically set up your mortgage. They don't want you looking at anything. They just want you to know that you've got to send $1,200 a month. That's it. They don't want you doing that.
They keep it simple for you because they get an advantage keeping it that way.
Sure.
If you are a high school senior, you're going to be going to college. I highly suggest you go get mom and dad and you call this number. Get educated. You know, I can't stress this enough because this is the simplest explanation I've ever heard. And I did mortgages for 17 years.
And it's a stressful conversation. There's nothing pleasant about owing money.
No, and a lot of people don't talk to their kids about money. So, for example, and if she's watching, too bad. I have a friend who's a pharmacy tech. She doesn't make a lot of money, and she had 3 adult children living with her. And she would always say, you guys got to help me out with the bills, help me out with the bills. I said, forget about asking your children to help you out with the bill. I said, what you're going to do is write down, and I gave her a little sheet, all the bills that are due and the dates are due, and stick it on the fridge and leave it there. And at the very top, you put how much your income is that you're bringing home. Do you know within 2 weeks her kids all started, Mom, I'll pay the gas bill. Mom, here's money for groceries. Mom, I'll take care of the taxes. Because they saw it. But Americans in general don't talk about money to their children. So our children think, oh, they've got an unlimited pocket because nobody's telling us anything. But if you let them know, look, this is what we make. Like my son, my husband, we all know what everybody's making in the house. So no one thinks, oh, there's this unlimited amount of money coming somewhere. No, this is what we've got, and this is what we're doing with it.
Oh, I completely agree. 'Cause when I moved back, I told my dad, okay, as soon as I get a full-time job, as soon as I get something to start making money, I'm going to start paying my cell phone bill. I already took on my car insurance. The only thing I'm not paying is my cell phone. And I told him, I said, if we get cable, I'll pay half of that. I'll give you rent money when I start working. So he kind of told me after I graduate, after I turn 25, I start paying more, but he's giving me a little leeway, but completely agree. I'm trying to take on as much as I can.
Yeah, because parents don't want to feel like they're being taken advantage of, but your parents want the best for you.
And I'm 25, so I should be paying my own. I mean, I paid my car insurance, but now I'm paying it more.
Exactly. And the bottom line here is because you get into this mode of student loans, you press into some bad deals. You're looking for that shortcut to make a deal to help you, and it's a bad deal going in. It's a bad deal going out. Sometimes they'll take advantage of you. They'll lie to your face, and the next thing you're doing is something they didn't promise, and it's making life worse. And decisions become really difficult to do when you're under those circumstances.
Right. You don't want to wait until you're stressed out thinking, oh my God, what have I done to my parents? What have I done to myself? It's just math.
That's all.
Money is just math. It's numbers. And when I show this group here what to do with their loans, I encourage them to go out and tell the rest of the world, this is what you can do. Because I don't want it to be so gloom and doom, but if you don't understand the numbers, it's never going to get paid off.
How do people get in touch with you?
You can reach me at 817, what is my number now? 817
Mathematician can't remember her number.
We have a 219 number.
Yeah.
What do we got? 219?
Oh, you put that on my card. Okay, yes, that one too.
629-5376.
Correct.
You know what? Write that number down, even if you don't call right now. Write that number down. Learn something.
And then I'm going to pass you off to these other students here, and they will be able to help you out. But it's all about education.
Nicole, you and Ryan, whoever
Let's
else.
hold a seminar.
You guys are going to teach everything that
Let's
Kimberly
hold a
teaches you.
Exactly.
Ready.
Let's go to FAU. What's the other one? FIU, FAU, EIU.
No, FAU doesn't like it because actually I used that example when they said, oh, at this price, and there's more PowerPoints you all have, it shows that you can pay off your student loan in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And they go, wait, I want that.
Sure, if you don't live, eat, breathe, pay taxes, and you get a job paying in your field. So they really, they won't let us talk.
Contact
No, we're not
Accelerator
gonna-
Pro. We're going to go to commercial break.
Yes, we're not going to do it at FAU. We're going to do it off campus, but we're going to invite FAU.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely.
We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, Miracle League of Palm Beach County. Opening day is Saturday. We are so excited. We've got Coach K in the house and her husband. We're going to talk about that. We've got Paula. I don't know if we're talking boxing or teaching. We got a lot coming up, so stay tuned. Give us a call. 888-565-1470. Contact Accelerator Pro. Starts with an X. We'll be right back. Thank you.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Farrow Law Firm, standing up to corporate bullies, using innovative, aggressive, and effective strategies to resolve disputes effectively and timely. Contact us at 954-252-9818, online at farrowlawfirm.com, and on Facebook at Farrow Law Firm. We look forward to being of service to you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe. Wow, what a strange Tuesday. I feel like we've been gone for a very long time.
30 years.
Feels like a very long time. I don't know what to tell you, but it's just about getting back in the swing. It's only one extra day, but it feels like a long time.
Now, did you hear what we're doing next week?
What are we doing next week?
What I put together?
Yeah, I spend the day in
You
Temple,
in
and
Temple,
you are
and I was
looking
working.
things. Yes, I know.
We are going to Barrel of Monks on Thursday next week. Barrel of Monks, they do their own brew. We've done a show there before, but we're going to bring the house. We're going to try to do some networking parties. If you have a business and you want to come and join us, come and check it out.
JP's working on that.
JP's over there working hard.
That's on Thursday, and then Friday we are.
We are going down to North Miami to open up our new
Affiliate studio.
Thank you. Affiliate studio, and we're going to be introducing Fuego, our Latin-based sister company, which is Latin style. I was telling the ladies.
And Manuel's not even going to be here.
And Manuel's going to be in Chicago. On Friday.
Week, next Friday.
You're going to be here Friday of next week? Oh, Bray will be here.
Oh.
And he's leading the pack. We're leading the charge because Fuego's going.
Here's the thing about the generation I don't understand. No. They shake their head yes, and they say, no, yeah, no.
That's a Latin
What does
thing.
that mean, no, as you shake your head yes? Is it a yes or is it a no?
That's a Latin
It's
thing.
like yes. I don't think
It's a Latin. Do you understand English?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I made myself dizzy.
So we're going to be inviting people to come on down, have some good stuff going on. We are entering season. You know how I know season's here?
Because you feel a cool breeze in the air.
No.
You saw a
Because
car
I
carrier.
saw a car carrier drop off cars. I said, oh, they're back.
I got to tell you, I love when I see the first car carrier. means season is here. It means everyone is back to work. Only in South Florida, people only work 6 months out of the year because they're waiting for season. I have never seen anything like it because it's not just summer. It's from April until October, November. That's season. We're on a 6-month season here. It's amazing
That's a lot.
to me.
Polar bears can get born in 6 months.
It's not just summer when people say it's shutting down. It's a little bit of spring. It's a little bit of fall. It's all encompasses to about 5 or 6 months.
If you see a driver to a car carrier service, I want you to stop your car. I want you to step out and give him a hug.
We should bring a car carrier service on the show.
We should.
I've been wanting to do that
We
for
should do
years,
that because-
is to find one.
But think about it. They are the blood of
what
our
keeps it
business
going.
down here.
Absolutely.
It's those numbers and all of that stuff that happens. And if it wasn't for those car carriers, I don't know what would happen.
Except for baseball, they've got 2 seasons.
2 of those.
You've got 2 seasons coming
Get
up.
a little closer to your mic.
We've got
So-
Coach Cadell with us from Miracle League of Palm Beach County,
And it's
her husband
opening
Jeff.
day.
Opening day is when?
Opening day is this Saturday. I know, and you guys are going to join us. I'm so excited.
So excited. Dylan, you were at opening day, I guess, last season. I can't
Yes.
even say last year, but it was your spring season. And we promised we would do it then, and you had a baby, so that didn't happen.
I had a baby?
You had a baby?
Oh, baby Joy was born?
Yes, so you
Oh.
ended up in Tampa, so that sort of changed all of that around. But there are no babies being born on Saturday that I
Not
know
that I
of
know
in your
of.
family, so
Yes.
we're good to go to cover this event, which is fantastic. Tell us about Miracle League.
Oh, I'm so excited. So Saturday is our fall season. We are a sports league for children with special needs. We do baseball, softball, cheerleading. Right now, we're at about 120 children registered. We have about 250, I'd say, volunteers coming. We have groups coming out each day of our season. We start Saturday and we run till November 16th is our closing ceremony. And then November 23rd is our annual Dinner on the Diamond, which is another event that takes place on the ball field.
And Dylan put this piece together last season, and I didn't get out there till closing ceremonies. And I have never seen anything like, I can't even describe it in words because it just makes me tear. What you have put together, you and your husband and these volunteers, if you can see our stream, these kids are so remarkable. And I have to tell you, Freddie, what got to me, on one team, there was a Freddie, Federico, and a Giovanni on the same team. And I literally, through the fence, I'm taking film and I'm sending it to you. And you said to me, why is the great behind it? I wasn't on the field.
I
all
thought you
right?
were on the field.
I was on the field, but oh my gosh, what you have created for our community is tremendous.
It is. And not only that, it's grown, right? Is 120 the most you've ever had? Or is
We
that
are
like a-
at our
Capacity.
capacity. We have 6 teams, a cheerleading squad. We run Saturday afternoons. Our first game starts normally 1:30. With opening day, we start a little bit earlier. We have our volunteers come out at 1 o'clock. Jeff does a volunteer training session with them. The Delray Beach Fire Department comes out and does a small CPR mini session with them, just God forbid something happens. Our players come at 1:30, and then we do our opening ceremonies at 2. But normally we have 3 games. They're 2 innings long. It's a fantastic Saturday. I tell everybody I am just so blessed that I get to do what I do. You have a really bad week, come on out. You'll put life in perspective.
Good
for sure.
stuff.
How many years have you been doing this?
We started this in 2005, and we've been playing since 2007.
A long time.
It is. And you got a field. Don't ask Dawn because she loses everybody. People are parked everywhere. It's the third field on the left. You can't miss it because it's artificial turf.
And it says Miracle League concession on it. You really can't miss it. When I went, though, there were banners. It was all. There was no way to miss it the first time. When you go and there's nobody there.
Well,
it
poor
all
Teddy
looks
was in the.
same.
Weren't you in the first field and then the second field?
But we found it.
That's what happens when you follow Dawn.
How many sponsors? You have what? 6, 7 teams?
We have 7 teams, 6 baseball teams, 1 cheerleading squad, and then we have a league sponsor who you met last time we were here, Dr. Marcy Young from Young Dentistry, and then Stuart and Shelby. They donate. They're one of our sponsors. They get all of our volunteer shirts, and then we have CPD. They sponsor our concession stand. So we have a great community support, without a doubt, for sure.
And for the kids to get involved, is there a fee?
There is no fee. That is why we continually try to raise funds, is to keep this league running for free for our families. I already had one mom
we did like you do a late registration just in case, because I have to order the uniforms late and then they charge me. So I'd say if you register late, I'm just going to pass that on to you, which is $25. Oh, I had this mom, I was telling Jeff yesterday, she wrote me this email, like she had this treatment and she just couldn't afford it. We're like, all right. I mean, you feel bad because they have so many things. I mean, our medical bills, can you imagine what their medical bills are?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're doing is giving them the opportunity to play for free. And the parents have an afternoon where they can just feel like a parent and hang out with their friends, maybe meet some new parents.
What are the ages?
5 and up.
Up means up.
Well, we started 5 to 19, and then we had a couple of our players play with us, and when they were hitting 19, we couldn't imagine having a season without them. So we started moving the age up, and then we went, you know what? Now we just gotta say 5 and up, because
5 and up.
You never say no.
No.
And it's funny because since you've been doing this a long time, every year I'm sure is going to bring a new challenge, a new this, a new that.
Absolutely.
More kids are going to want to join. You're going to run out of room. You're going to need a bigger field.
Well, that's funny that you say that,
And
because
you need a bigger field.
we are expanding to Palm Beach Gardens.
Really?
We are in the middle of building a field out there, and we should have our North County League up and running. Fingers crossed, spring 2020, the latest summer 2020.
It'll be a whole nother league.
Wow.
It'll be a whole
Not
nother.
taking away this one in Delray.
No, God, no.
Palm Beach Gardens is north?
North from here. So we'll have a South County field and we'll have a North County field. We actually have a lot of parents that drive from North County. Some even from Martin County will drive down to us every Saturday to play. We have people that drive from Broward because we're free, because we're a barrier-free ball field, and we allow everybody to play. So if they can't play on a traditional ball field, they'll come and play with us, which is fantastic.
How many states are there in the country?
Including Puerto Rico and Hawaii?
No, not Puerto Rico. How many states in the country? 52, 51? How many we got? Anybody know how many states are in the union?
50. Is it a trick question?
That was a trick question.
They
50,
think
right?
This is a trick question, Freddie.
It isn't. What are you going to do when the phone starts to ring and you should have one ball field in every state of the union? Because I'm going to tell you, the kids don't stop in Florida. These kids go out across America. And somebody's going to pick this up and say, hey, I'm in Arizona. Why can't we have one here? It's coming. I'm just warning you now.
I know. Actually, Miracle League, it's a national Miracle League. We are just the local. So
they're in the states already?
They are all in different states. I don't think they're in all 50 states. I'm not really sure. I think right now there's about 200 Miracle Leagues running. I know that there actually is one in Mexico. They came and joined us at our All-Star when we went to Iowa. So I am glad just to be in the South Florida because I couldn't handle any of the other 49 states.
But I love that you play other states. That is so cool.
That was really awesome. It was really
awesome. I can imagine. And then you held an All-Star game where?
They held an All-Star game. The Iowa League held their All-Star game last month. And actually, I'm speaking with Palm Beach Gardens. We're talking about putting out a bid in the next 5 years to host an All-Star game where all of the leagues can come to us in Palm Beach County.
I love that. Now, Iowa is Field of Dreams, isn't it?
Get out of my head.
Now, Field of Dreams, that you see the major leagues are going to actually play a professional game on Field of Dreams.
I was there. I went there. I was there a couple weeks ago.
Well, Major League Baseball has Wisen Up, and they are going to actually play a series, 3 games next year. I think it's the Yankees and somebody.
Red Sox.
Red Sox. And that's been agreed already, and they're going to play it there. Miracle Leagues, you know what happens, and that
if you build it, they will come in the cornfield.
It is
so
phenomenal.
true.
So maybe your All-Star game should be held somewhere in between them.
Dylan, do you have a mic?
I agree. I totally agree.
Mic. I'm actually seeing Dylan with a smile on his face, and I just want you to know, I'm not picking on Dylan, but it's not often that I see a smile on Dylan's face. So, Dylan, what do you like about this story?
I just really love baseball, and I'm excited because it's October, and it's postseason for the major league, so...
You coming out on Saturday at Miracle League?
Yes, I'll be there.
Oh, thanks, Dylan. Actually, Dylan does text me once in a blue moon, and he'll say, when does season start? When are you starting up in Palm Beach Gardens? So I really appreciate that. Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, no problem.
You may want to be a coach, Freddie.
I would like to be a coach. I think that come Saturday, we're going to meet and greet a lot of people. We're going to try to pull this thing off to see if we can pump it out.
You've never seen it. You're your mind's gonna be blown a little bit.
I've never seen, no, I have not. I've been affiliated with baseball and football for over 20 years, but I've never seen this level. But I heard that there isn't a dry eye in the place.
G&G were very funny over the weekend, saying, well, we got to make sure the cameras are close enough we can get the backfield. I go, don't worry about the backfield. We're really good. Right, Jeff? He goes, no, I go, if you just get the field, the bases, and home plate, right, we're good. We don't need to get all the way out
It's
to the
about
fences.
it's about capturing that particular shot.
Yep.
And he was talking about the major leagues, and if you saw this kid, Alfonso from the Mets, that hit his first 53rd home run as a rookie, the cameras went on him when he was on first base, and he was crying like a baby. Did you see that? He was crying.
Yeah.
And that shot is what I'm looking for in this event on
I
Saturday.
don't know. Do you think he'll find it?
Maybe 100 times.
That's what I'm looking for, and it's it's a trick. It's finding that Super Bowl leaping catch from Sports Illustrated that paid thousands and thousands of dollars just to print it. You want to look for that moment because that becomes your poster child. That becomes what you send out, and nobody ever walks away from something like that.
And every single one of these kids, just by being there, they make a home run. Or they get that cheer. And you see the smile on their faces like you have never seen. It will put your entire life, as you said, your day into perspective to realize what you have all put together, to give a day of normalcy to these kids and to their families, to bring them together on a Saturday like everybody else and be able to do what people do.
That's good stuff. And I got my shirt hanging.
I gotta decide which one I'm wearing. It's a whole. we
I
got our new hats. I've got my tank top. I got my mom.
hat, I got my shirt, I got my whole uniform.
I've got my Miracle League mom shirt. We got a lot going on.
You got a lot of equipment too. Make
Got
sure
a
you
lot
bring
of
the
equipment.
muscles.
I got bringing Dylan. I'm bringing the muscles with me.
I think Hector said he's going to be there too.
Hector will be there.
Nice.
And Jeff, you've been on this since the beginning?
Yeah. Joy and I started it on our sofa one day. Saw a program on TV and said, we have to do that here. And here we are.
And you're still doing it.
Yeah.
And this is not your full-time job, Miracle League.
No.
You work with?
Well, I work with the Palm Beach County Behavioral Health Coalition. And so we have that experience with, dealing with volunteers and other community-based organizations. So it was a natural fit. Worked out really well, yeah. One of the great things about Miracle League is that obviously the kids that are in participating are having a great time, but it's also really a community organization in that the volunteers that come out, the parents, the people like yourselves that come and enjoy the game, it's a sight to see, especially this Saturday. There's going to be 250 to 300 people there.
I was going to say, that's a lot of people coming.
Yeah, they just come together to celebrate what is really good,
300 people on that field, my God.
Yeah.
That's going to be like a mob.
And it's the stands and everyone, they bring their
300
chairs, they
people.
bring their
It's going to look like
tents.
6,000 people.
Good thing we're going early to set up.
Oof.
Yeah, no, it's a great Saturday, every Saturday, but specifically this Saturday is one of the best days of the year for us. for
Opening
sure.
day.
Yeah,
Ain't
opening
nothing
day.
like
And you
opening
love
day.
baseball.
Ah.
I left your paper towel there, but I
got
think
rid of
maybe
it.
we need to change it up the paper
got
towel
rid
to
of it.
something with Miracle League.
Well, it's funny because my team didn't make the playoffs this year, but they had a good ending to the game, and I feel good about that whole thing. And this is just going to segue into. I love baseball. I love sports. I just love it.
Do you have a Mets?
We've had the Mets in the past. We kind of rotate around. We have a few key teams that we always have. Obviously, we always have the Marlins and the Rays because it's South Florida. And since we're from New York area, we always have the Yankees.
Of course you do.
We've had the Mets.
No,
we've
that's
had
it.
the Cubs.
We
we've had
are
the
going
White
to have the
Sox.
Mets, and I am also going to make sure that there's the Mr. Baseball. What's his name? Mr. Baseball.
Why
the
don't you
black guy.
sponsor the Mets?
I think we should do that.
I think the cafe or AMP or someone should
I think
sponsor
I
the
think
Mets.
all of us should do
In case-
that.
How many kids on a team?
Right now, I'm at 15.
What would you like?
I'm good.
15.
You're good?
I'm good.
Well, you're not going to
I'm
have
good.
a hard time finding 15.
No, not at all. Actually, we've had the Mets before because we had another sponsor. They said, we'll sponsor a team, but I want the Mets. And I said, okay. And then I don't know what happened. He ended up moving or something, and then the Mets kind of went bye-bye.
That's okay. The Mets are coming back. And we're going to have Mr. and Mrs. Met, so we'll have Teddy and Dylan dress up like Mr. and Mrs. Met. You ever seen the big baseball? It's a lot of fun.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Ah.
My answer is no.
We kind of need a mascot. You guys have a mascot?
So the Miracle League has its own mascot named Homer, and ironically, he looks a lot like
Mr. Baseball?
Met.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, let's go to commercial break. When we come back, ladies, you want to join us or you're just hanging out with us today?
All right. So
All
when we
right.
come back, we'll hit that.
Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. and we'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
What's with all the excitement? Join us at Game of Axes, Boynton Beach. The game is simple and learning to throw is fun and easy. For more information, search our website, gameofaxes.com, or call us at 561-617-0120. With the help of our talented axe masters, you will be hitting bullseyes in no time. Game of Axes is located at 12550 South Military Trail. Let's get throwing.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with a PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We just found out the Oakland A's are in the playoffs.
I gotta tell you, the one thing I now know that makes Dylan smile is baseball.
Dylan, who's your favorite team?
The Yankees. The Yankees. The one thing that makes Dylan smile. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe on our 2020 Tuesday, Baseball Tuesday. And things always seem to work out here. We have got Jeff Cadell with us, and we're going to talk about the coalition and maybe bring more people forward. Because tell us about the coalition that you work with.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Palm Beach County Behavioral Health Coalition, and it's a community-based organization. We preliminarily work with teens, 12 to 17-year-old population, and we focus on a couple key areas, but mostly it's drug and alcohol prevention, making sure that that first initiation is delayed till 21 for alcohol, and hopefully drug use is a never kind of proposition. But we recently changed the name to behavioral health because we've also added, again, teen-focused STD and HIV prevention, as well as HIV testing. And then in addition to that, we also work with youth serving adults and adult serving adults on what's called mental health first aid. So we kind of cover the whole expansion of behavioral health.
I wanted to touch on the new hot button that's going on right now with vaping, okay, which has become now a problem. And people now don't know what to do with this problem. But it's because of our youth that's using more vaping than they are cigarettes.
Yeah, it's interesting because over the past 10 years, we saw a steady decline in cigarette use to the point that less than 10% of teens were actually smoking cigarettes. And even better, less than 18% of teens were actually drinking alcohol. So everything was going in the right direction. And then along comes this vaping. And that is the one area of major concern. It's almost epidemic at this point because the increases year over year keep steadily going up. And it's something that we're working really diligently to educate the youth and adults about how dangerous this really is, because it's promoted as a safe alternative, but it's in no way, shape, or form is it safe.
And the bottom line is that it was brought in there to help you get off of nicotine, get off of smoking cigarettes. Now it's become the beast chasing the beast.
Yeah, well, that was their marketing plan. They knew all along that it was harmful, but yes, that was the original initiation was, we'll help you get off of it, but the way they did it with the flavored cartridges and the way that you could hide it to make it almost look like a
USB?
USB point. I mean, it was obviously being targeted at teens.
So this is nicotine, not cannabis vaping.
Correct.
Well, yes, but then we can get into the cannabis vaping. Vaping is the problem.
Yes.
Because it's out of control. And it was put out that it was something that was not harmful because it's water vapor. But what's in that vapor, including the vitamin D, that turns into a toxic when it turns into...
It's a carcinogen for sure, as well as there's 350 other chemicals in there. And so that's one of the problems that we have. We just don't know what it's going to do long term. We have already seen some really negative effects in the short term. Lung problems and
15 deaths, I think.
They've actually had a few deaths to it from it as well. So.
And you have a coalition event on, of course, Saturday, same day as opening day of Miracle League. What is the event?
So we have 2 annual youth summits. These are basically opportunities for us to bring a bunch of youth together. We work on various things. We educate them about vaping and other issues, but we also try to develop some leadership development skills. So with this year, we're bringing in Toastmasters, and I'm going to talk to them about public speaking. And then hopefully with the education they get on vaping and the speaking, we're going to be doing some PSAs. And we're going to develop, each group's going to develop their own PSA, and then we'll utilize those to market throughout the county. Because peer-to-peer is a much better way to get these kids to listen.
I like that.
Where is the coalition?
So we're based out of Boynton Beach, but we cover the entire county. And we work primarily on what we would call environmental strategies. So education and information dissemination. We've also set up over 30 prescription drug drop boxes throughout the county for people dropping off unused, unwanted medications so they don't end up in the hands of kids and things like that. So do a lot of high-level marketing as well as some environmental strategies. That's our primary.
Very cool. Have you heard of Freddie X?
I can't say.
FredX?
No, not Fred.
Or
Yeah,
no,
FredX. FredX. FredX is replacing TEDx. Because we let you speak longer.
It's FredX at the Brooklyn Cafe is what it is.
We may throw that spin at you because we think that people should stand up, have a voice, and if you have a company, you have something to say, why not do the same philosophy they do? Sure. Just do it a little louder because it's in your backyard, in your community. But I applaud. That's a great program you got going on there. You guys, what do you sit home and just want to save the world?
How many people can we save?
How many souls am I going to save today?
Sit home. That's an interesting concept.
You haven't sat home in 12 years.
That's true.
How do people get involved with the coalition, or if they've got a teen who wants to get involved?
Yeah, so we have a teen coalition, but they can find most of the resources on our website, which is pbcbhc.org, and that gives the whole litany of the different things that we're involved in, and they can plug in at any level.
So we're talking about bringing the kids here and bringing more awareness. Maybe do it on a Tuesday because at 12 we do our 2020, and I think that'd be a great segment.
You're going to need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger
We'll
space.
go someplace as well.
Someplace that will hold more. That and the seminar for the kids. Also, we're
On the
gonna.
financial piece that we talked about in the last hour, which was a fantastic piece
was,
with
it
Kimberly,
was.
and that was nice. And you've been sitting here with us, you and Paula, all the way in from California.
You guys flew in today?
Thank you so much for having us.
No, we flew in, cut the red eye Friday.
And every day Paula says, "Can I come?" I go, "Yes," and then I text her and I say, "No, we're on location." This has been going on for months since we were at the Wyndham. Can I come Monday? Yes. No, we're not here on Monday. We're off. It's just Tuesday. That's why I told you this morning. I think Paula's coming if I haven't messed up the date again.
Well, Paula, we do a lot of remotes now, and we have something called a mini, where you're going to see actually mini remotes coming into the show from all over Florida.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, because we're going to be turning into like a newscast. So if we go to Miracle League, there'll be a camera out there. It'll be right into the show.
Okay.
But we're doing this to expose the show, expose the voice. You guys bring a whole lot of information. I mean, you sat here for almost 2 hours, and you learned everything from mortgages to loans, and I mean, you've
What a
seen it
beautiful
all.
thing. I know, and then to meet some great people doing good work, this is amazing.
And now you're talking about doing boxing with these kids.
Yes,
because you're a boxer.
I am a professional boxer and former middle school teacher, and so to me, I want to coach everybody. To me, just like you guys, I accept everybody. I'm also the founder and executive director for a youth nonprofit, and one of the greatest components that I have is the global experience, where we take youth of color especially, but people from urban youth outside of the country to get. They got their first passport, first time being on an airplane, and we always gather used clothes, used shoes, used sports gear, and we give it back to whatever country we go to. That's awesome. We just got back from Cuba about a month and a half ago, and just to have the kids open their mind and hopefully come back and be appreciative of what they have. So, again, this is amazing what you guys do. Hopefully, he talked about the 52 whatever states we have. How about globally? Continue to do
She's
your
reaching
miracle
bigger.
work.
She wants to get bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, forget about 12 years, honey. You ain't going to rest for another 200.
I know.
Now, right up the street, we have friends that have professional boxing rings right up the street.
Is that right? I'm going to go visit a few today. And
you bringing in the kids and all that is a good. It's a good outreach.
Yes, it's definitely. We're a couple of my friends. We're also working on some things on dealing with, kids that have PTSD or veterans that have PTSD, and also kids that have anxiety or, if I've worked with a kid that wanted to commit suicide and no longer she feels that way. But I mean, boxing really, really helps you with the myriad of things. We don't teach to beat up on people. Boxing is love, but definitely the techniques and the training that boxing gives you, it helps you with a lot of things. I could get into the neuro-linguistic programming and all that, but that's just a lot of nerdy stuff.
You can tell she's a teacher, right?
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to what you do, and I mean, helping kids with anxiety and PTSD, and then what you're doing with the Mental Health Coalition, and what you're doing with these special needs kids in baseball. And I'm getting a little overwhelmed thinking, how can we help so many need services? Mm-hmm. How do we reach out and get them all under this umbrella and say there are services? How do we get to them all?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm sure they're out there. We just continue to talk about it. We continue to just show love and just really, it's like he said, it's the voice and speaking out.
Gotta go on the road.
Yeah,
we gotta go on the road. You gotta take this show on the road.
Like you feel what I'm saying? I
feel what you're saying.
Words around it because it's tremendous. It starts with our youth and the finances and the bullying and so many things. Special needs just takes it to a whole nother level, right? The mental health, the vaping, the
But
PTSD,
do you know
the
how
suicides.
the outreach also has to be towards the parents? I understand the kids, you want to
number
give the
one.
love and everything else, and you look at the parents and they look like a train wreck. They look like they're depressed. They are on I'm being honest here. They look like yesterday's Grant took Richmond and left.
Because they don't know what to do.
Because they're overwhelmed, and I think that you have to have a balanced program. Okay, the kids over here, then we have to talk to the adults. You got to bring it. You want to make noise, you got to make a lot of noise. And when they shut you down, you got to make some more noise if you want to make a difference. That's what it comes down
That's
to.
what we got to do. I'm glad we got some new cameras, and we've got that
let's go make
Polaroid
some
lens so
noise.
we can get outside and
Let's
work
go
with these
do it.
kids.
One of the things we do, and I was going to say one of the things that we do is I was getting a lot of those questions towards the end of our season. A lot of parents would ask me, okay, what's next? And I'd say, I don't know. I only do baseball. I don't know what to
I got
know.
a next for you.
And I don't have a child with special needs. Jeff and I don't have children with special needs. So we didn't have that answer for them. So last year we started running at our closing ceremony, our last day of every season, we hold a resource fair. And we try and get as many organizations that are local for the special needs population to come out and show them what they're offering. So it's the only thing that we could do is try and keep getting more and more people to come out on our last day to offer, because I think sometimes the parents don't know what's available.
Come on out on Saturday, opening day, Miracle League, Palm Beach County. It is off of Linton and Dixie, the best way to find it. More information, we'll give you the address as the week goes on. Thank you so much. It was a very quick 2 hours. Have a great day, everyone. Be kind to each other.
See you Saturday.
See you tomorrow, same time, same place, and Saturday.
Come on out Saturday, yes, and don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready for the challenge? Do you know what's coming? Are you ready to become a healthier you in 12 weeks? Welcome to Shred Zone. Shred Zone Fitness offers a personalized training program that you can do. With 30 minutes of time and online daily support, motivation, and a customized, easy, and flexible program designed with you in mind. Contact us at ShredZoneOnline.com and Shred Zone Fitness Studio, 561-331-2059. Shred Zone Online gives you 24/7 access to your personal trainer, personalized nutrition suggestions, strength training, and weekly accountability. Contact Shred Zone today at 561-331-2059. Let Shred Zone shred you to a better health. ShredZoneOnline.com or 561-331-2059.
The Heart of Delray Gallery, located in the Delray Art Complex, is one of South Florida's top venues for art, culture, music, and private events. The Heart of Delray Gallery is a cutting-edge, 11,000-square-foot art exhibition showcasing local artists and artisans with the highest quality of talent and vision, highlighting South Florida's creative arts. Visit us at the Heart of Delray Gallery, 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come, take a tour, book your next private event or fundraiser, or join us for Art Walk the first Friday of every month from 6 to 11 p.m. For more information, give us a call at 561-278-0074.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
The following message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this